Ciao, bonjour, buenos dias, hello, and welcome to this third edition of the Space in Africa news.
Following the exciting news series started this month, we will present in this new journal a set of information from various sources to let you know what happened in Africa last week.
Indeed, there are a lot of exciting things moving on the continent, and it is our great pleasure to keep you posted. Let's start with the very first news, Daniel.
Thank you so much, Charles. Moving on to Senegal, Senegal's official launch and the founding of the Senegalian Space Study Agency. The 21st of March was a wonderful, emotional, and memorable day whereby His Excellency Mr. Macky Sall, President of the Republic, financed a Star Chasers movie of Senegal and made the bold choice to form Agence Sénégalaise d'études spatiales, their own space agency.
Great. Another fantastic thing is happening the same day, actually, in Angola. The Angolan Army Forces conducted a conference on March 21st, where the National Space Program Management Office participated to discuss the military use of ANGOSAT-2 and provide updates on its operational state. The Angolan military telecommunication experts get together on annually basis, and this is for the methodological conference of heads of telecommunication directorates. Generals, amirals, commissioner, and senior officers from highest echelon of the defense and army forces also attended the event to review Angola's position in the telecommunication satellite field and the key trend in the sector.
Sliding on to South Africa, Belgian King and Queen's first ever state visit to South Africa, which was hosted by President Cyril Ramaphosa from March 22nd to March 27. According to VRT, the Belgian royal family will speak with South African authorities about a variety of topics, including the environment, migration, diamonds, and vaccines. Belgium is South Africa's third largest trading relationship in Africa, and vice versa. Should we expect some know-how and technology transfer to improve space activities in South Africa? South Africa has been pioneering various astronomy and space projects, including the Space Weather Center, and it could be a great opportunity to benefit from the Belgian funding too in order to strengthen the space projects in South Africa.
I can't agree more with you, Daniel. Moving on to the Egyptian Space Agency collaboration with Bexperience. The Egyptian Space Agency, headed by its new CEO, Professor Dr. Sherif Sedki, is presently expanding its activities in the new space city located in the new capital, which will be also hosting the African Space Agency. The ultimate objective of the Egyptian Space Agency is to become one of the leading space agencies on the continent and to provide its services and facilities to other agencies and industries on the continent and in the Middle East. Bexperience is excited about this collaboration and will provide its full support for Egyptian Space Agency to realize its objectives.
Thank you, Charles. Moving on to the African perspective on space security. Thanks to the United Nations Institute for Disarmament Research, Secure World Foundation, and Kenya Space Agency, there was an excellent discussion about space security this week at the United Nations headquarters in Nairobi. With the involvement of African experts, officials from space institutions, and an African Union Commission, representatives have contributed.
Moving on to another United Nations activities, the 62nd session of the Legal Subcommittee of Cupous happened a few days ago, organized by the United Nations Office for Outer Space Affairs. They are welcoming more than 102 countries with 49 observers to the United Nations Office in Vienna to discuss the legal question related to the exploration and the use of outer space.
Contribution of the government of France to collaboration includes provision of a technical advisory mission to Nairobi that will take place from 18th to 20th of April 2023. Kenya notes that the 5 United Nations treaties and principles on space-related activities form the primary legal framework towards creating a safe, secure, and sustainable environment for the development and implementation of space.
Nigerian Communications Commission issues landing permits to eSpace. eSpace Nigeria has been given landing rights for its upcoming low Earth orbit constellation by the Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC), the country's telecom regulator. This was initially made public through an official eSpace release. According to the press release, the permit category enables eNext Space's satellite system to connect Internet of Things devices across Nigeria in many of the country's most difficult-to-reach regions, especially those that are not currently covered by terrestrial providers. With its smart IoT solutions, which combine IoT with artificial intelligence and machine learning, eSpace has a special focus that goes beyond typical IoT in order to provide communities, organizations, and governments with extremely inexpensive, real-time actionable intelligence.
Thank you very much, Daniel. Moving on to another critical information, we can talk about the South African National Space Agency new information related to geomagnetic storm. Indeed, a powerful geomagnetic storm brought by a solar coronal mass ejection happened on March 23rd this year. The agency claimed that the geomagnetic storm is still having an effect on Earth's technological infrastructure.
Thank you, Charles. The African Program Director for NASA Harvest leads efforts to map crop conditions and build early warning systems. In Eastern and Southern Africa, Catherine leads efforts to map crop conditions and create early warning systems for weather events by creating tools like maps, dashboards, apps, and radio to make satellite insights available and practical for local farmers and decision makers. Catherine is the Africa Program Director for NASA Harvest. To create tools that will benefit local farmers the most and boost agricultural output, the initiative is carried out in conjunction with local partners, policymakers, and researchers. Sliding on to further exciting news, researchers discover a rare white dwarf binary star system called HP 99159 in the Large Magellanic Cloud. The Large Magellanic Cloud is home to a rare white dwarf binary star system called HP 99159, which was founded by a team of South African astronomers from the South African Astronomical Observatory and researchers from the Max Planck Institute for Extraterrestrial Physics. Researchers can now better understand supernova explosions and solve the mystery of white dwarf explosions which occur thanks to the discovery, which was made possible by the South African Large Telescope. White dwarfs become supernovae when they exceed a certain mass threshold. Understanding how white dwarfs reach their tipping points is one of the researchers' main goals. Contrary to super soft sources, they found that HP 99159 was swarming and burning helium, not hydrogen, as was initially believed.
It was really an exciting news, actually.
Sliding on to some interesting Earth observation news, which is Africa is splitting into two continents. The emergence of a new coastline is on the horizon, but not without its consequences. The division of the continent is connected to the East African Rift, a crack that stretches 59 kilometers and appeared in the desert of Ethiopia in 2005, triggering the formation of a new sea, according to a study published in the peer-reviewed journal Geophysical Research Letters. The necessary evacuation of people and the potential loss of lives will be an unfortunate cost of this natural phenomenon. However, on the upside, the emergence of new coastlines will unlock a myriad of opportunities for economic growth.
Nice. Going to Djibouti, actually. The Djibouti 1A first satellite entirely made by Djiboutian technician and engineer coached by CSUM staff has successfully passed the vibrations test. The vibration tests were performed using the brand new 58 KN vibrators at the joint CSUM Late Chorus facility. The Djibouti 1A will fly with the Exoport Nova deployer. The Djibouti 1A is a part of the HydroSat mission, which aimed at providing the Djiboutian with hydrological data to access the level of rain and wind, to measure the temperature, and to control the water level in various cities.
Thank you, Charles. Moving on to Ethiopia. The Ethiopian Space Science and Geospatial Institute, ESSGI, has announced an invitation to tender for competent contractors to procure and launch the Ethiopian High-Resolution Earth Observation Satellite Project, ETRSS-2. Prior to this call, ESSGI launched two low-resolution Earth observation satellites with its partner support. Furthermore, the institute intends to develop another Earth observation satellite that will act as ETRSS-1's successor, ensuring data continuity. The satellite will be a sub-metric high-resolution optical remote sensing satellite. Thus, the invitation is extended to competent manufacturers, contractors, partners in the satellite industry to express interest in being considered as an implementer of a project to procure and launch the Earth observation satellite. So thank you so much, and as we all know, there are a lot more news regarding space in Africa.
Keep in touch with us by subscribing to our channel.
And please feel free to contribute any information about events occurring in your institution, country, or network, and we would be pleased to shed light on that.
We look forward to the next week edition of the Space in Africa news. Thank you very much for watching.